Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is CypherBox, and I just want to do a follow-up video on the back of the video I did earlier regarding the announcement that Canelo Alvarez has been suspended by the Nevada State Athletics Commission for a 6-month period for his failed tests back in February, where he tested positive for clenbuterol. So what I'm going to do first is just read Golden Boy's statement and then give you my thoughts. There's a few things I missed out in the last video which I kind of want to capture in this video. Alright, so this is what Golden Boy had to say. As we have maintained all along, the trace amounts of clenbuterol found in Canelo's system in February came from meat contamination. And we provided the Nevada State Athletics Commission with a great deal of evidence to support those facts. Although most professional sports, international anti-doping agencies, and United States Boxing Commission treat meat contamination differently from other positive tests, Nevada does not. Canelo and Golden Boy Promotions respect the rules of Nevada and are therefore satisfied with the settlement agreement reached today. Canelo looks forward to returning to the ring in September for Mexican Independence Day weekend to represent Mexico and boxing in what will be the sport's biggest event of the year. He is ready to continue his remarkable record of fighting at the highest level. Okay, so like I said, I felt like in the last video I did about this, I probably didn't capture everything I wanted to say, and didn't really capture everything out of the article properly. So it says here in this article, with regards to Golden Boy's announcement statement, that his ban will be over on August 17th, because his 6-month suspension is retroactive to the date of his first failed test in February 17th. So that means basically what Nevada has said is you only need to serve 4 more months of your suspension, because we're considering the time from when you actually tested positive, which was February 17th, to today, is actually, we're going to consider that as time served. Which means, in actual fact, you're only getting a 4-month suspension. Okay? And this is what I'm saying. In my opinion, now, when I think about it, I was saying, in my last, not the last video, but the video before that, I think, I said, you can't prove, I've said it all along in all my videos actually, you can't prove whether Canelo Alvarez was on clenbuterol or not. You can't prove whether it was contaminated meat or not. Golden Boy's only evidence is that it matches the trace elements of someone who may have consumed contaminated meat. Okay, that's it. You don't know if those trace elements are signs of a 3 or 4 month usage of clenbuterol. Just like you can't prove whether it's contaminated meat or not. So therefore, I was saying was that you should give him a 6-month ban, kind of like a benefit of the doubt, yeah, and say, right, for the next 6 months we're going to test you rigorously, and you better not test positive, or else, yeah. But I was assuming that, maybe from today that 6-month ban would be something that they would get, they would give him a 6-month ban from today, starting from today, but they're not. They're including, the time from when he first tested positive. And this is what's wrong with boxing, Look, the Nevada State Athletics Commission clearly just putting on a show. They're covering their own arse, basically. Yeah, they don't want any legal action taken against them because, if he gets in the ring and Gennady Golovkin got seriously hurt, and then Gennady Golovkin comes back and says, hey, he tested positive and you did nothing about it, they're covering their own backside. So this is their way of covering their own backside, in my opinion. Yeah, it's all a show, and this is what's wrong with boxing. Boxing as a sport, it does not seriously deal with issues of PED abuse, or potential PED abuse in the case of Canelo Alvarez. How many times, full well as a fighter, as Canelo knows, and as other Mexican fighters who have tested positive for contaminated meat apparently, know also that you live in a region of the world where you have an issue with contaminated meat. So therefore, take precautions. You should be carrying a diary around with you. Yeah, a little diary. And whenever you go to a restaurant, wherever you're buying your food from, like a supermarket, etc., you should be annotating in that diary where you're picking up the meat from, basically, or where you're consuming the meat from. Because if something like this happens and you test positive, you then pass that over to the commission, whoever it is who's dealing with it, who's investigating it, and say, there you go, there's all my information, go and check that. That's my backlog of where I've eaten, where I bought my meat from, etc., etc. Go and see if any of those guys are buying from slaughterhouses that use clenbuterol in their meat. You see what I'm trying to say? So, I just think, you know what? These boxing commissions and organisations, they're just putting up on a show. And you know why they're doing that? It's because the amount of money that's involved in this fight as well. Yeah? This fight's probably going to be bigger in terms of revenue than the last fight. And with all of this going on, this is just going to add to the hype. Yeah? It's just going to add to the hype. We've already seen Canelo and Triple G going back and forth. You might have seen today as well, or yesterday I think it was, I reposted it on my Instagram page, the Nike advert where Abel Sanchez is sitting there eating the steak, and he says, oh, you know, he basically it's basically a diss to Canelo Alvarez regarding his failed test. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's actually quite funny. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, the amount of money, like I said, that is involved in this fight, that's the reason they've done this. So they're making it look like, oh, yeah, you know, he's done something wrong here, or he may have potentially done something wrong here, so therefore we're going to take this action against him. But we're only going to make it look like it's a punishment because we want this fight to happen. Because, you know, Las Vegas, the state of Nevada, we want to make sure, you know, we profit from this still as well. So we don't want to ban him for 12 months and give him the full ban. You know, we don't want him out completely for 6 months. So let's just say he's done 2 months. Yeah, and let him serve another 4 months. That means him and Triple G and Canelo and Triple G can keep training, keep doing what they're doing already, and then they'll still be ready for September. I mean, that's why Triple G's fighting Marozyan. You know, he's pulling up a light middleweight to middleweight. You know, I mean, hand-picked opponent. He'll win that fight. Keeps it. It's a stay busy fight, really. One that he's hoping to capitalise on in terms of a bit of revenue. You know, because obviously this fight won't be shown as a pay-per-view out in America now. It'll be regular HBO. But hopefully a lot of people will turn up on May 5th in Las Vegas to watch him, which a lot of the Mexicans probably will. So he'll still make money probably from the gate. But you know, he'll keep himself busy with that fight, like a little warm-up fight or stay busy fight. Go back to training. Canelo goes back to training, carries on training, shall I say, and then they meet each other in September. You know, it's all BS. Let's be honest. You know, it is. You know, it happens every time. You know, these boxing commissions, these, you know, state athletics commissions, you know, they don't deal with any PED issues seriously. You know, it's all about money. We can't allow this fight not to happen. We've got to make the money. We can't wait 12 months, you know, till his suspension is over. We've got to do it. You know, let's make it look like we're giving him a slap on the wrist now, which it really isn't even a slap on the wrist, to be honest with you. And then, you know, he can come back to the ring in September and everyone's happy because everyone gets to make money. You know, Las Vegas, Nevada makes money. Golden Boy makes money. Tom Loeffler, Triple G, Canelo, they all make money. You know, it's just, yeah, look, that's just my opinion on it. I could go on forever, I think. But, you know, this is the part of boxing that annoys me, is that there's no, you know, with the top fighters sometimes there's no severe punishments. You know, I said the same thing about Luis Ortiz when he tested positive for the substances that were found in his high blood pressure pill as well. So it's not just Canelo I'm coming after. I go after anyone, you know, who's tested positive for a PED. You know, like I said before, it's not hate. You know, a lot of people like to jump on my videos accusing me of hating. It's not. Like I've said, I like Canelo. I like his style of fighting. I've always enjoyed watching his fights. But no one on my channel is above the law or above criticism. That's why I started my channel. That's why I call it Keep It Real Boxing. Because that's what I intend to do. Yes, you may get upset, but the ones who are getting upset, guess what, are the Canelo Alvarez fans. When they jump on my video and hear what I'm saying. Some of them even just look at the thumbnail and just make a comment. They don't actually even listen to what I'm saying. So, yeah, I just think it's BS. I think he should have been given a 12-month ban minimum. That would have been a real severe punishment for him in the sense of, you know, maybe not severe, but it would have been a better punishment than, you know, this 4-month extension of his current suspension, if that makes sense. You know, it's too much of a grey area, I think. Anyway, look, I could go on, like I said. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments in the comment section as always. As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.